Our goal here is to graph this function. And a graph of any function is simply a visual representation of all of the ordered pairs that satisfy the function or make it a true statement. And so we can organize that information in a table, and we can go ahead and set up a table and just start plugging some numbers in for x, and that way we will find their corresponding y coordinates, and that will give us some points to plot. And so we'll go ahead and just set up a table of values. Anytime we encounter a new type of function, it's a good idea to plug several numbers in so we can get a good idea of what the graph looks like. And once we have an idea of what kind of shape to expect, we can start cutting down the amount of numbers that we need to plug in. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and start by plugging in a -3, a -2, a -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3 for x. So that should be plenty of values to plug in there. So when we plug a -3 in for x, we have 3 to the -3 power. So that gives us a 3 to the -3 power. That negative exponent would tell us to write it as 1 over 3 to the third by definition. So that's 1 over 27. When we plug a -2 in for x, we have 3 to the -2 power. So again, that's 1 over 3 squared, so 1/9. Plug a -1 in for x, 3 to the -1 power, so 1 over 3 to the first power, so 1/3. Plug a 0 in for x, we get 3 to the 0 power. By definition, that is 1. Anything to the 0 power equals 1, except 0 to the 0 power, which is undefined. I plug a 1 in for x, we get 3 to the first power, so that's 3. Plug a 2 in for x, we get 3 squared, that's 9. And plug a 3 in for x, we get 3 to the third, that's 27. So now we go ahead and go over to our graph and plot these ordered pairs. It's -3, 1/27. So 1/27 is just a little bit greater than 0. It's a positive number, but it is a fairly small positive value, so it's pretty close there to the x-axis. 1/9 in the same way. There's going to be pretty close to the x-axis, a little bit higher. 1/3, a little bit higher. And 0, 1, 1, 3, 2, 9, and then 3/27 would be way up there off of our grid. And so that's really indicating how steep this graph is getting there toward the right. And so as I go to connect these with a curve, over here on the left, the graph is going to keep getting closer and closer to, but never cross or even touch the x-axis. Well, we have a horizontal asymptote there at the x-axis.